As of today, Nintendo has bought the game developers of Next Level Games, who've helped develop games such as Mario Strikers, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, Luigi's Mansion 3, and Metroid Prime Federation Force, as well as PunchOut for the Wii. Now, of course, with Nintendo choosing to acquire this team, it clearly means that we should expect Next Level Games to help develop more games in the future. And it's been almost 12 years since PunchOut for the Wii came out, when Next Level Games would help reimagine the world of PunchOut to the modern day audience of Nintendo. But I feel now is the time to shine the light once more on this series and bring back the world of PunchOut to show us either a brand new reimagined world or a continuation of Little Mac's last adventure. Now, before we talk about the reimagining or continuation and what they could look like, I think we should first talk about what new mechanics this game would have. I really just doubt that it'll be the same thing with just fighting and going up the ranks. I feel they'll add something new with that to make it, feel different than the others. And what I believe they would add is the ability to win money from your matches. With that money, you'd be able to go to a store that allows you to buy different types of gloves or items to add something to yourself. Examples I have of this could be you get gloves that make you deal more damage, but it uses your stamina twice as much, regardless if you miss or they block or any of that. It would use twice your amount of stamina, so you got to know when to use it, like all your attacks. Or gloves that give you more stamina, but your attacks are a bit weaker. And I feel like adding things like this would add a bunch of different ways to play the game and add variety rather than a single route to play. You can always do that, but I feel like just adding these in just to have them there makes the game seem like it's a lot more fun, and it'll probably add a lot more stuff to do. I also feel adding a difficulty would be like a nice touch, like an option to change it or have it, because the other games were just fight the people and it progressively gets harder. But I feel like having the option to be like, I want everything to be hard from the get-go would be a pretty good option. Like making a pro difficulty for people who want to enjoy a challenge where enemies do twice the amount of damage, or don't have that red signal like the Wii version, so you don't know when they will strike. Instead, you got to use your reaction and instincts to tell when to strike and dodge. And of course, the normal difficulty for just the regular game, where it gets progressively harder as time goes on, and an easy difficulty that comes with the headgear from the Wii version, which you can choose to equip or not. You don't have to have it on, but it's there for anyone that wants to play on easy. For kids to enjoy the game, or just casual players who want to have an easier time with it. And maybe putting more places to go, like instead of the other version where it's just you fight in one ring, maybe make it that you travel the world to fight your enemies. I don't know, these are just a couple ideas. But anywho, with these out of the way, let's get into the ideas of reimagining and continuation of PunchOut. If they decide to go to the route of reimagining the PunchOut series, then we will likely get a higher quality model of Little Mac, kind of like the one we got in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and I would imagine that many of the old cast from the Wii version and previous versions of PunchOut would likely appear with higher quality designs as well. It would be easier to bring back old characters and express who they are once more, so like that's kind of a reason why I'd expect that they'd bring them back. Plus, it would be nice to just see a lot of the characters come back. There would likely be some newer enemies to the roster, since each game, from what I remember at least, has always brought someone new to the table, so I would expect a couple new big guys that we get to fight. Maybe we could see Donkey Kong return so we can, knock him out a couple more times. Or maybe we can fight someone else like Wario. I honestly just want more Nintendo characters to beat up. That's all I ask, man. If they decide to go to the route of continuing the PunchOut series from where we last left off, then I would see it going either similar to the reimagined part, but with more new enemies rather than returning ones, since Little Mac is the bread and butter of PunchOut. But let's add this sort of what-if story. What if Little Mac's last stand was canon from PunchOut for the Wii, and once he lost his 3 matches, he retired, ending his story, but beginning a new one. This new game could tell the story of a new character, or characters, but I'll get to that in a bit. This new character could be someone who looked up to Little Mac's achievements, or simply a boxer who wishes to be the best and show the world what he's got. New enemies would be expected, but I feel adding in older versions of some strong old enemies, like maybe Sandman, or just to be funny, add Clash Joe again, just as a funny meme, haha, as a way to connect the stories of the old to the new, and to show that these characters still exist in this world, rather than just, disappearing into thin air. But now let's get back to what I meant about the characters. I believe this character wouldn't just be a singular person, but also a female version of the same character. Now, you might be asking why I think they would do this, and well, I believe they could add more characters to the game using this, making a male and a female route of opponents to fight. The male bout, which is all the big buff dudes trying to beat the life out of you, and the female bout, which has all new characters that could give us some new designs and let us see some different types of faces and body types that differ from the male bout. I think that this is something that is possible, so I think it's worth mentioning this. Overall, I personally prefer seeing more Little Mac, since he is one of my favorite characters in gaming. I love Punch-Out, and I want to see a new one so badly. I just want to have a new one that I can play, have some fun beating up some dudes that are twice my size, and maybe someday we will get one. With Nintendo wanting to keep next level games, I'm sure we'll see Punch-Out return someday, in some way. Until then, I'm Zeus the Goose, and I'll see you all next time.